Hello everyone, my name is Umu and I'm ReacttotheK's channel creator.
Hello everyone, I am Sean, ReacttotheK's channel arranger and host of Classical Composer Breaks Down the K.
Apologies if I see a little bit tired. I got 9 hours of sleep, but I'm still exhausted. Maybe it's the amount of carbs I had for breakfast. Anyways, you guys are here to watch Sean's and my reaction to the BOYZ Stealer, and you're also here to leave a comment asking for us to react to the album, and I can answer your question right now and say yes, we heard the highlight medley and I'm like uber excited for the tracks, so we will be doing a first listen to the album. Thank you for your patience. Those tend to take a little bit longer to edit and film and get out, but it will be coming. So before we jump into reacting to the Stealer, I know a few people are curious whether I reacted to Road to Kingdom or not, and I did. My very first K show marathon, I reacted to all the live stages and I uploaded it to our Patreon, and I understand if some are upset that you have to pay $1 to view content and that we're just a react channel and we shouldn't be earning money, and I totally understand that point of view, or if you just can't afford it. But we are gearing up to just make this channel bigger and bigger and better, and I'm buying a bunch of equipment this year so we can shoot in separate rooms and keep everything safe, and I'm hoping to start up several new series in which I won't be able to monetize, and we're not able to monetize this video, we're not able to monetize any react videos. So if you want to keep this channel going, if you'd like to see a lot more videos with the BOYZ and with other artists, please consider supporting us on there and also enjoying all the extra content that I have uploaded on our Patreon. I was really impressed with the BOYZ's performances, especially the Shangri-La cover. I am that one was very memorable because of the Moonlight Sonata featuring both the first and third movement of Moonlight Sonata. That was absolutely brilliant. And even if you cannot support us there, I really appreciate your support for us on here and giving us constructive criticism and just letting us know what you think of our videos. It keeps me going. And without further ado, let's jump into the Stealer. 3, 2, 1, Stealer! Oh, smoky jazz bar piano, I see you.
Chill piano part, but then sort of siren sound that I generally think with more things that are going for a more urgent aesthetic.
Oh.
So I'm wondering if how that piano part's gonna sort of relate to the rest, because this is very much immediately hard-hitting.
Oh my god, the percussion! Love that synth sample. Oh. Is that an electric bass or a synth bass? Because it slaps and it also slads. Woo.
Large just like waves of noise with the percussion hits.
This post-chorus is the best! Or transition section. Smart way to rearrange the instruments that we had already, but for variation and such.
I like the bass line. I wish they'd make the bass line a little louder in the mix or in the pre-chorus. Okay, when there's the big bass and chord hit, there's a bit of a in the high register, which does help fill it out, although I normally think of that sort of thing being done to sort of fill the space around the hits.
Get the piano back! Yes!
Nice. Whispering. Well, started out with a whispering bit.
That track was amazing, and just to make it even better, the development of everything was wonderful, the vocal performance was wonderful, the aesthetics were very, very wow.
Those percussion sounds that were pretty wide panned were also really nice. I am going to go in for a second listen. Yeah, I guess it's just a sliding synth. It's not really, at first I was thinking there was a siren, but it's not the sort of just steady up and down. It is intentionally moving to certain places. It's just sliding very slowly. Doing some nice things with the bass in there, just like adding some extra growl to it.
I kind of want to go in and try to hear all of the layers in the percussion loop, kind of. I want to also see who wrote this. Coach and Sendo, of course. Their tracks are just killer, 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 killer. Theo Lawrence and Yuki, good job, top liners, good job. Wow, the percussion time. So it sounds kind of like we have this little, like a little cloth texture, and then we also have just like a lot of different pitched drumstick wood hitty sounds that are panned in different rhythms and different pitches in the left and right. So it feels like a very dynamic, almost percussion experience because you've got so many different hits going on in different ways. Like, of course, we've got the main snare drum on 2 and 4 when it comes in this section. We also have the more melodic percussion samples being pretty rhythmic as well. The piano does stay in the whole time, but it doesn't do, its jazzy little flow when it just hits the chords. I kind of wonder what Coach and Sendo started with when writing this track, because sometimes track producers have a certain synth sound. They're like, oh yeah, this is really cool, and then they create a chord progression with it, and then they create the song all around that usage of that specific synth sound. So, for example, Wavy's Moonwalk started off, I talked to Moonshine, it started off with the violin, those string parts. They started with that, and then they built the song from there. So I'm curious if maybe it was the bass for this song, or I don't know, but just to take this song to the next level, I love what they did in the bridge and final chorus, which we'll dive into more detail with Sean. See you then. I don't know how much I love the bridge.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I don't know how to express how much I love the bridge. That's the correct English wording. Holy shit, because not many times do you have a vibe as the intro, as the song, and invite it back as the bridge. Because with this kind of, upbeat dance EDM track, it's really, it's like the go-to choice to have a smoother bridge, right? And it's
Yeah.
usually just new material, but this time they take what, you know, the vibe that they had at the beginning, they develop on that, add, you know, the right hand of the piano just going around, and then they perfectly transition back to the chorus vibe.
I was wondering when I heard the I was a little pulled from the beginning because there was this sort of like chill piano, but then a vaguely siren-like sound. It was like, I think of siren-like sounds in the more hype songs, but this chill piano doesn't sound like that, and also doesn't sound like what I normally expect in a title track. And so I was then going through kind of wondering why, like, how they were going to pay off having the piano there. And then when it came into the bridge, I was like, okay, that makes sense now. I see that it was foreshadowing that bit.
And they also use the same, I believe they played it on a keyboard, I'm not sure if it was acoustic piano, but they have that piano part playing chords in the pre-chorus as well. It just isn't in the same style. So they actually do use it throughout.
Yeah, that was a much more chill piano vibe that I was wondering how it was going to fit in, and then the bridge made sense of it. Yeah, it was also a very, like, SM style multi-part bridge with, like, going first to the more pump bit and then having the build up with the whispering and stuff.
Yeah, I thought that was such a smooth transition because, you know, we take the more minimalistic version of what we've heard in the I like to call it transition section or post-chorus, and add whispering, and then the rapper or vocalist whoever had the whisper part did build enough energy to go straight back into the chorus, but then they decided to add the extra rap verse who had such a different timbre to his voice, and it was in such a higher register that built even more energy. And then when we went back to the chorus, it was changed again. You know, we still didn't quite have all the instrumentation in, and then we arrived there. So it was just like a wonderful build back up. I just think overall the producing, the vocal writing was just very smart in this song.
Yeah, I really liked the outro and or post chorus.
Yeah, what a groovy bass line.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the basses were good, and sometimes I wanted the bass to be a little bit more prominent in the mix. Like, there were parts it was, but there were parts that I felt like there was a good bass line that I could barely hear because they were covering it with so much other stuff.
What section?
Like in the pre-chorus.
But that's the whole thing. The reason why the bass shines so much in the post-chorus transition section is because it isn't highlighted in the other sections. And so it's a shining bright star. Like, you can't have two bright shining stars, you know? They might take away from each other.
Yeah, there's only room for one star in this song.
Yep. That's my theory.
Yeah, it's like, I guess the parts that I was hearing a lot of in the pre-chorus seemed kind of more standard and not as interesting to me, and I was wanting to hear. I felt like there were parts in there that could have made it stand out a little bit more, but that I could barely hear.
What parts do you feel were standard?
I felt like the melody and the piano part were just kind of like, yeah, it's a pre-chorus.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't bad. Like, we're not talking like someone doing a terrible job. It was just kind of like, this feels more standard. I think also just having the at the beginning of the pre-chorus, it was just like, I've heard this line a bunch of times.
How does this rank in your favorite The BOYZ songs? It's up there for me. I might even like it.
The problem is I only distinctly remember two of them.
Oh, Right Here and Giddy Up.
Yeah, because Giddy Up and Right Here are just like so far their best.
Quality, top-notch quality songs. This is up there for me. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you during our album first listen.
Bye.
Bye.